it here, just know that I'm going to. This is not well. It's kind of gonna be scuffed because, as I may have mentioned, I hope it's in the pinned part of the thing. But it is. This is being streamed through remote play through obviously a PC setup. So I'm trying to make sure that everything looks okay. But I mean, it's gonna look choppy too because I set my stream settings to a certain setting. Even though I don't need it, it's the latency setting. I've set the latency to ultra latency. I just wanted to see how, I wanted to compare this with my Rebirth stream, so I guess we're going to find out. Also, you know what happened? I didn't do? I did not check a thing, so let me actually check something else here while I am going through this. Oh my sweet goodness. Never mind, I'm doing this, I guess. I don't even remember what I'm doing! Oh wow, I didn't even know. 8! Hey, it's fine. Although, yeah, what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna actually... You're going to hear a thing. Let me just... Or maybe not hear a fine. We should be fine. If we're not fine, well, I guess future Jordan will learn later. And on top of that, I'm just going to remove the VOD if if something goes completely wrong. But yeah, the thing that keeps popping up on the bottom is kind of proof of what I'm saying. It's the fact that I'm using PlayStation Remote Play. I am going in the wrong direction, by the way. I was also thinking of a fun way to hide the ID, although I think there are only a few places it appears aside from the bottom right part of the screen. If it appears anywhere else, like I said, either I'm just going to leave it or I'm just going to take the VOD down. Don't plan to stream for long, but we'll stream as long as I can, but we'll see. We'll see. But yes, I'm still going through events. I am 2 weeks late to the party, pretty much. So, yeah, there's the UID, by the way. Not like anyone cares, but anywho, we'll move on with life. Yeah, I forgot whenever you take a photo, it shows your name and UID, which again is not really bleh, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? There's also apparently mods for this game available on PC, but obviously I'm playing through PlayStation, so just die, I guess. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I'll show you the few things I'm doing here and there. I didn't really I didn't do any research because I really just want to go through the game myself. So this is basically me after a week of Zenless Zone Zero. That's all I can really say. I've played a few MiHoYo games. I think it's just though Genshin Impact and Star Rail, really, but I stopped playing the former two, obviously. And then Zenless Zone, I mean, I can cruise through, but if I decide that I want to keep going or stop and come back every now and then, it is a free game, so it literally costs me nothing to get into. That being said, I don't know anything about MiHoYo's specifics in general. Like, even in general, I'm trying to say. So if there's anything good or bad, I would like to be schooled here and there. But of course, if you're just pulling it out of hearsay, then I mean, I can't. In terms of like if the games are good or not, what it's like to be a MiHoYo fan, so on and so forth. I won't claim to be a fan. I'm just in tune with the games here and there. That's all I'm really doing. Also, I need a sip of drink. Juice. It's juice. Ah, my body. So, normally I don't... I'm just drinking water at this point, because at this current time, because I live in America, the United States, I do... This is around a noonish time, so why do I stream at this time? Mostly because most of my audience lives on another part of the world, which means this is the prime time for that part of the world, but not... Obviously not where I live. Also, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going, but I might as well get rid of these. Because yes, I haven't been doing these, so I've been busy trying to go through the story. I just finished Coletta's video archive story, so Agent's story. Also, I need to do this. I need the films because I'm trying to get to Zhu Yuan's friendship trust, which yes, I did. I did end up pulling here in 110 pull. I had a couple of pity pulls after the first 90 pity, but thankfully I got Ellen on time. Of course, that luck's gonna mean nothing if I don't, continue playing the game. So there's that. But at the same time, and this is just also from kind of this is neither a compliment nor an insult or anything. It's mostly my observation. In that, yeah, Zenless Zone Zero is pretty anime, if that wasn't already made apparent. Which means things that happen in this game. I mean, I've tried to look at other people playing the game, but again, as I said, I didn't get to. I didn't get to do much research, so I don't know. I mean, I've obviously played the game up to IL 35, but that's not. I don't feel like that's a comfortable indicator. I think everyone's like at least 40 plus by now, if you've been with the game since it started, definitely, but I can only do my best. What am I doing here again? I should really just go according to the schedule. That being said, is it during here? Well, I have to wait till the afternoon yet. I have to wait until the afternoon. Anyway, I can sleep in the bed and then sleep on the sofa, right? The time schedule system of this game is interesting. I can see why some people think it's kind of odd in that why are we being, the negative version would be why do we have to wait for certain time periods to do things. On the other side of things, it does make things a little easier to look at, I guess, or do. That way you have everything sorted out in a nicer way when you're trying to, get things in order in your mind. That way you don't have a whole plethora of things dropped on your plate. But I at the same time, I see why people were like, oh, what's with this time period system? Treat you next time. Yeah, I messed that up. We'll try it again right now. So yeah, I just need to I can still do these things anyway, it's just that I'm waiting on films and stuff to... Let's hang out! Yeah, waiting on getting certain video store level. I'm going crazy. But anywho, let's go now. That way I don't forget. I didn't know that's the first time I actually missed a schedule with a trust, but didn't know that actually happened, so good to know. And I'm already one day, well, quote unquote, one day late because you cannot get those back. You can only invite up to 3 characters a day. I have to now start, now I'm just gonna start doing Coletta too, but I gotta do Billy as well. Help. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I think I've done this one. Have I done this one? I don't know. Why are you in UP? Yeah, I have done this one, but I don't remember. Obviously, everyone's written down what they have done for this game, and that includes things like trust. For those who don't know, trusts are essentially a friendship system in which it's goodies in terms of vanity, like you can put characters, they visit you more often, you can put characters on your menu screen, you can, it feels good, but at the same time, gameplay-wise, when you're trying to do the trust system, there are certain decisions you make that can increase or apparently decrease trust, but I have not seen a trust decrease yet. I think that's for the better, but I'm trying to also get through IL. Increase my IL. I also haven't been able to proceed because at this point I'm already going through, we'll just say the Shiyu defense, Shiyu defense. I'm going crazy, aren't I? I'm basically doing the. I need 2 teams of 3, but obviously I still have a main team that I'm working with. But then obviously you want to build up other characters anyway. If for no other reason than to have extra characters when needed, like a physical, like certain teams, physical team, ice teams. More damage characters, more support characters, and stun really though, because the first Ellen and Juyuan are both damage type characters. Not that you can't just go solo and go without you have to stick with the structure, but feels nicer to me. I've gotten into a groove. Not that I can't run Billy, Juyuan, and Ellen. It's just I would like to run Coletta and or Nicole as well. Taking a sip.
I watched it too. You don't have to reenact the whole movie.
I never get tired of watching the same movie.
I did get spoiled on certain things here and there though, because that's just the nature of, looking around. Zenless Zone Zero is popping off on certain parts of the internet, so it's hard to not Twitter. I mean Twitter. So whenever I look on Twitter for keeping track of things, I can't not see things on MiHoYo in general, but really anything that has to do with anime. So
hey, manager, can I ask you a question? Will you please sell me this videotape? It really means a lot to me.
yeah, sure thing.
Good money for it?
It was expensive, but you can have it.
It was expensive, but really, you can just have it.
So it was expensive. Hang on. Did I hear that right? You said you want to give it to me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you heard right. It's yours.
Oh, you're too kind. I almost thought I'd have to borrow money from Nicole. I'll never forget your generosity.
That being said, I personally, I think I only know one person around me, whether internet or real life, that is playing Zenless Zone Zero. But again, I don't know how long, because obviously gacha games pop up here and there more and more. It's just that MiHoYo, well, if we're looking, well, I can't say. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that much. Basically, they've made a lot of different genres, a genre of gachas. So, Star Rail was a turn-based. Its battle system is turn-based. Obviously, here in Zenless Zone, it's more action-based. And then you have Genshin Impact, which is also action-based, but the style of the games are obviously rooted in different genres. While we do move from place to place, we hit sci-fi, fantasy beats, modern beats here and there. Zenless Zone Zero is more modern, set in the modern setting. What am I doing here? Then, say Genshin Impact, which has more fantasy, and Star Rail, which is sci-fi. So, yeah. I need to do these things, by the way. I also need to do more, because how much energy do I even have? Oh, I should do this. That'll be a good boost for experience for IL. But first, scratch cards. It's probably Ben. I saw Trust event nearby, and I'm like, it's probably Ben, isn't it? Well, I guess we're gonna find out right now when I... Oh, never mind, it is Nicole. I've only seen this, I think, one other time? When are you gonna pay me? I've heard. Tell me, Nicole. Time chatting. Surprisingly, you take on her decision. Doesn't let any info get by her. Also, I did hear about... Well, I did not... I did hear about the beta test. I did not get into it. Usually, I don't actually actively participate in beta tests. I just feel that's kind of just my own ethical line as someone trying to develop a game myself. I don't feel I have both the time and or the proper skill set / dedication to reliably... What am I trying to say? To reliably give criticism, I guess, that is going to be the most helpful. But at the same time, I've also seen people who beta test the game, more than a few, that, you know, I see the criticism that comes out, and I'm like, I could probably do a better job, but at the same time, again, if I actually, because I haven't actually really beta tested for someone else's game anyway, obviously I test my own games, but again, what someone else may be looking for, I usually, if you've heard me talk about games before, I don't think I've been very, again, I keep wanting to say accurate, not a very good person who gives criticism, and especially the right kind of criticism. Obviously not knowing what the intent was and whether or not something should be good or not can be one aspect of beta testing, but also just in general, getting into the mindset of, you know, the intended audience and the players, I think is something that some people miss out on, but at the same time, I know I also lacked. Let's just state that outright. For example, if you're making an action-based game and you're working on the graphics, then, well, the graphics better be good, and the action/the animations better be good as well. If we're to just say use examples of games that have not been released yet, but boy, have they been shown gameplay, and it does not look. It's definitely not polished, but some people might even go farther with that. But for beta testing in general, I just don't find... I definitely know I don't have the time. I do need these, by the way. And while, yes, Zenless Zone Zero's animations, both in actual cinematic cutscenes, I feel they're more... I'll talk about it in a moment, but just to finish the topic, they're pretty solid. I don't think I've ever seen anything really wrong, despite, you know... Despite what some people might criticize about camera angles and whatnot. I mean, it sure does a lot better than certain games where the animations are not accurate at all. So, but speaking on Zenless Zone, I mean, just objectively looking at the animations, they do kind of fit more. They mix some of the traits of what I feel are Western animations with obviously anime. I mean, there's not really much else other way for me to put it. Oh my goodness, there we go. So yeah, I know this, if we're to speak more specifically, it's not the snappiness is what I'd call it, but I'm sure there's a better word. But how oh my goodness, what am I doing in my life? That's not what I was supposed to do, but it's fine for the moment. How the animations are not just like kind of slow and gentle; they're more snappy and fast, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If you've seen any of the things, even just the advertising for the game, because the gods know that I've seen more than a few advertisements for ZZZ, even though I'm now actively playing it anyway. Guess they got me, but the animations are very, again, fast and snappy. They're not...
It's no good surrendering.
Again, I don't know the exact explanation. I'm not an animator, let's just say. I should not supposed to do this. I don't know why I was not. I'm holding on this. But yes, they're very fast. There's a certain technique in some kinds of animation, and comic manga, where some people might be pressed to show a the animation, like the wind up, the swing, and then the aftermath, where there's a certain technique in animating or drawing art where you cut out the middle part. I don't feel like Zenless Zone is exactly doing that, but it definitely goes through and speeds through that, which gives its animations a certain flair, which is something that you see in Western animations. And again, I would name certain companies, but robots are scary. So, but yeah, for Western animation, you see this a lot more. That's my first impression anyway. When I first saw the first few cinematics in game playing myself, like, and when I mean cinematics, you'll be able to tell. But they definitely seem more a mix of Western with that, with the flair of animation that MiHoYo has done, and that is big anime. Now we haven't gone and exaggerated eyeballs popping out of sockets, but the speed of the animations, again, there's a specific word for it. I'm not an animator, so I don't know the vocab, but you can definitely see it in pretty much anything. No pain. I guess we're gonna do this. Oh no! So, this is this stream is being scrapped. Let me just do this then. That was interesting. All right, so we're gonna put this on the board for while I go fix something. Yes, that I've never actually seen that. But it feels like nothing really happened. I'm gonna find out right now. So yeah, also you might be hearing me twice because I did a thing. So yeah, okay, that I should be good now. No, I'm not. I'm going absolutely insane. I should really do this. I don't know why I haven't done this. Again, I'm going to leave what's on the screen, but let me just switch back to this. So that my voice does not sound like a robot, hopefully. And we're going to see what happens. If the game is actually going through maintenance right now, I would be very surprised, but I guess I'll take a sip while I'm waiting here. Alright, we're back. That was really, really strange. So, if you didn't think I was already playing on PS5, I was, so... Do I have enough to even do an expert challenge? I probably don't even need it, right? Well... Hey. We'll keep moving on. I think there's a thing. Nope, just notices, so we'll do this.
You wanna test my hammer?
I'm pretty sure, Nicole, because I think I've already done... Well, as much as I can actually, that's not correct. I guess I should just hold on to... Never mind, I need to upgrade these anyway, so... Away I go. I mean, now I need to wait for... level 45, but... That requires an upgrade anyway, so... Pain! I mean, we can feed Nicole the rest, but... if that's even if I can. I'm not using ult, so I'm trying to do my best to balance these. Really, I'm only using the special... I think that counts? Or is it the assist follow-up? No? Quick assist? I'm confused. But either way, I'm not really using basic attack as Nicole. I'm not really using the... Oh, this is the chain attack. Well, whoops. I'm going to craft this then, because I often use this. But basically, trying to only upgrade things I use, that way I can save on materials.
Need something?
But obviously, if for some reason my characters go down in combat, then yes, I need to... I would probably like to have those upgraded, but... Boy, it's... I could use all of what equates to free energy. Well, not free energy, but what is it called? Let's find out. Yeah, ether batteries. We'll call them ether batteries here. It's called Fuel and Star Rail. It's called... I think there's another version. But a lot of gacha games have a kind of energy trading currency. On top of just the currency used to get characters themselves. But I could use a lot of ether fuel to level up. But wait, I shouldn't need to do that yet? So I usually like to save half of my... That's just my thing. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to check my schedule. And we need to do the thingamajig, friendship supervision. Because this is going to go bye-bye in a few days, if even that, so let's get rid of that. And so yeah, I like to save up some energy, but, you know, if I stop playing a game, obviously the energy is going to be all saved up. I'm pretty sure I've hit my cap in Star Rail, but I haven't really... Again, I haven't played it in a long while. But anywho. What do you mean, yesterday? And we're finally going into the hollow. Again, some people might be... Well, actually, again, I haven't played any of the... Why am I going for now? I have to look this up. I'm so sad. Oh my goodness, and then I did the thing. I can't see myself. Well, I guess we're gonna do this for the moment. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything else anyway, but... Let me check. Let me check what it is. Yeah. It's not like I played any of the Honkai Impacts, but definitely the the TV map, the TV. What am I trying to say? The map movement on the quote-unquote map is MiHoYo's own thing, as opposed to Star Rail where you get to run everywhere, but when you fight, it's turn-based combat, so I don't know what's exactly going on. Maybe they're testing things for, you know, future projects, but obviously they want to give some... Ow. They want to give some love to Zenless Zone Zero as well, but again, we'll see what happens in the future. I don't know, does this game have a year plan? And when I say year plan, I mean, did they say they'd have a specifically like a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, 10-year plan? Because if they did, well, again, I guess that's what I mean by I'm not really a dedicated fan of MiHoYo games. Or if even the game, even if Zenless Zone is related to, or is part of the Hoyo verse, I guess we'll say, is what it's called. I mean, I guess, I mean, literally, Coletta's in charge of Bellabog Industries, so if the name is not just being used for being the name, so, I mean, I would assume so, right? But, again, that's just my guess at the moment. I don't know for sure. Also, excuse me if I pronounce things wrong, because, again, me and the way I talk, along with my forgetfulness, I try my best. But hey. Also, I've seen other people try to get people into Zenless Zone Zero with varying degrees of success, but hello. We're here to get you out. Because the mascots in this game are Bangboos. Also, I made a mistake in my Meanwhile video. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna care. Well, yeah, you should care, though. Along with just saying Julian. Julian! The way you say it, and I've had peers... I have had Chinese peers correct me on pronunciation before, but the pronunciation still... What am I trying to say? Eludes me, I guess? So, Julian, and then the fact that I was actually drawing on W engines instead of Bangboos. Although there is a Bangboo gotcha, that's not what I was drawing. So, I think I also did a temple on the limited W engines, although I'm just going to save everything else because characters are the first step. Yes, the unique W engine is going to improve in performance, but so will drawing 5 to 6 copies of a character, so... Again, that's what I meant in that video by being a free-to-play, is, you know, I can only do so much, and as much as I can, I mean, if you're lucky, you get Julian and or got Ellen quickly. Otherwise, you pity and hope that you coin flip, because I'm pretty sure you couldn't have, well, if you tried really, really hard without spending any money, if you're not spending any money, maybe you could have gotten Ellen, but... I would not expect that to be the case, that for you to be able to get 180 draws in the span of a character. That's just not how the pattern usually goes for any gacha game, really. Or for many, I'm sorry, because there are a few that do it that I've seen before that have done it to an extent, but usually, and it makes sense that from a business perspective, these games are mostly free. Most of these games are free is the more accurate way to say it. And so putting some money down to make sure you get basically a double pity, which is you need 180 draws to guarantee. Yes, you get 90 guaranteed, but I think the way you read it, if it hasn't been changed, is that... Family Bank ruined the growth. Is that... The first 90 guarantees you an S rank, but as I've seen specifically due to a clip of, let's just say someone's clip of, hey, I drew 90 and finally got pity, they did not get Ellen. So, that's how I know. And I think it's pretty apparent, because I read through the rules as well of the gacha and how it works. And so, yes, after 90, you are guaranteed to get an S rank agent, but it may not. There's only a 50% chance of it being so. If you do another 90, which therefore means 180, then yes, then you will get the limited agent. But That's only after 180. What do we do? The Carl enters the joy's life. Going to be so. There's Bang Boo. Is it this one? Question mark. I'm gonna keep going through because I don't remember for sure. I mean, there's no way for you to know that I'm not just looking online somewhere else anyway, but I'm gonna try. I'm trying my best. I feel like I should also be able to tell, kind of, or at least remove possible answers based on what I see, but I think it was that one I was just looking at. Let's just make sure, though. Yeah, I think it is not that. Up here. Somewhere. I'm going crazy. Yeah, drinks are kind of here for the rest of the child ending school. There's Bang Boo. Unique style featuring all Bang Boo cast. So the cover take look a little older. Is it this one? Bang Boo and their growth. I think it's this. Let's find out. Yeah, Trick Carls. The characters in this movie are all played by Bang Boo. Yeah, that should be it. And not really much else to do. So, let's go to Lumina Square. What was I talking about before? I completely forgot. But anyway, as we move on. Didn't really... I guess we'll try to do not a holo, but... Well, we'll do something that involves the characters going into the holo, even though we kind of already did, but the TV segments, basically. What I want to call them? Open map segments? I don't know what I'm calling. They're not open map because you're given paths to go through, but for those who don't know ZZZ for some reason, or really the gameplay, and are watching this stream for whatever reason in here or in the future, we'll see, right? I instead went to a side quest, but it's fine for the moment. I need to do these anyway. A detective from Internaut? Shrug. But, yes, aside from this, I'm slowly getting to 40. And I think 40 is where you're not free, but you do you get a lot more stuff. And then... Yeah, then we're on the grind phase, although a new patch... Is this a new patch? This is technically a new patch, right? Because if nothing else is Jujuan, but... Still gotta go through things, so I'm running around, doing my best. Why am I accepting these side quests, by the way? All things considered, if I do all these side quests, I will hit at least IL 37, if I get everything done here, on top of just burning all my energy, or fuel, sorry. But I'm not doing that yet. So instead, whenever I can get back to the story, obviously I do the story. But as you've seen, I think it's requiring me to be IL 36? Or not, if not 37, I don't remember. I've basically been having Zenless Zone 0 just up on a screen because as I said, this is on... I'm streaming through Remote Play, and Remote Play is on this setup PC that I'm using. And therefore I'm using OBS to stream the window capture of the PlayStation Remote Play window, which is what you are seeing on screen now. So that is why I'm able to, because I have at least more than one setup to separate things. Usually when I need to do a separate thing, oh my goodness, what am I doing with myself? If I need to, say, render a video on one setup, and then I'm free to use the other one, because the setups I'm using are not the most powerful, so I can only do so much on one without actually affecting. I've had rendering jobs on DaVinci because I'm using DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve? DaVinci Resolve. I wanted to say Studio for some reason. So there was a moment in the past when I was using DaVinci Resolve to render I think a near hour-long video, and I decided maybe I could just do something else, listen to a YouTube video, and that did not go well. So, again, use that as a kind of gauge as to how powerful one of my setups is. And that's, yeah. You'd think I would be doing rendering on the stronger setup, but that doesn't work either, because the stronger setup has its own issues. While it can play and/or stream/record games reliably, it has trouble with specifically DaVinci Resolve for whatever reason. I could get that squared away, because it's not like I have any trouble, working between them. If I need to go on YouTube, for example, then I can be on one and then enable a stream on the other. Some things like that. So that makes it nicer on me. Or even using, imaging software. Not Photoshop, but you get what I mean. To, make thumbnails, make art for uses of the channel, so on and so forth. Where am I going, by the way? Really? Was that it? That might have been it. I'm going crazy, aren't I? I also did not do a thing. How close am I? Halfway. Halfway again. I'm so bored, Billy. Help! Let's go out and have fun. But yeah, definitely if I play... I mean, I could do remote play through the other setup as well, but I just want to be usually sure that nothing bad is going to happen. So that is why I am streaming through this setup instead of anything else. I did not go in the right place. I was supposed to go teleport. But yes, it would be essentially nice to do a thing. Also, you know what I didn't do? This. I should be fine, though. Hey, Billy! You guys want to try and challenge and get him at Godfinger? Probably on account of his score and all. You know what happened. You won, right? Whee! I mean, these are the... This should be pretty much obvious, but if you mess up, you've only got one.
Looking to relax after a busy day at work? You're at the right place.
So yeah. Anywho. That doesn't count, right? Well, it does count. So yeah. That being said, yes, even when the Snake Duel event was out, I actually didn't use it a lot. I think I played it once just to see. So don't let it be said that I didn't give it the old good attempt, but I definitely didn't play it for any longer. And I definitely got polychromes with what I did, so I used it to get polychromes, although you really should use it to buy everything. I didn't. So that should kind of like clue you in into as to how how much I don't usually want to do multiplayer stuff, but hey, I can when forced. Just don't ask me to like it. Are you really gonna do this to me? No. So yeah. But as it relates to Zenless Zone Zero, I mean, I can see some more multiplayer stuff happening. I mean, they did so even back in when I was... The little time I spent with Genshin Impact, there were multiplayer stuff. Now, you weren't competing against people. You were more being cooperative, but still, I mean, I've talked about FF14 before. And again, I'm not saying that I particularly... in fact, I liked everyone that I was at least invited to play with, as usually as it pertains to raiding. But I just don't... I really... Well, in FF14, it's more the battle system that I didn't like to interact with. Not because the battle system was bad, it's because I just didn't like, doing things like that. Now, if I were doing things on my own, I'd be a bit more relaxed, but that's really only a level of toleration, and not a fact of me enjoying it! So, we just lost, didn't we? Aha, you got me, Billy. Where am I? Oh, I died again. I didn't even see where I was. He's about to go down, though, so it should be fine. Where am I? Oh, right here. No! You got me, Billy. But anywho. Yeah, so basically, if we ever do any... Even if you're not actively fighting with other people, and you're only fighting something to increase a score against another team, I'm probably less likely to enjoy that than other things. But if it's a co-op thing, I'll at least do it. Maybe even... Actually, that's not true, because I won't even... I mean, I don't like pugging in FF14 anyway, so why would I be expected to like this? And when I think about it, I'm right about that. Like, I don't. Again, you can probably force me to do it, just don't to ask me to like it. And that's as much as I'm usually going to tolerate. That sounds unreasonable, but hey, now obviously if I'm with friends or something, yeah, I'm more than willing to tolerate. In fact, I do enjoy the time. But if it involves something I don't like doing, I'll still enjoy being with people. It's just... yeah. Anyway, what am I doing here? I'm trying to do the event, and I do not know where I'm going. So, actually, I should have done this. Why do I not know the hotkey for this quote-unquote hotkey? Yeah, friendship supervision. But I don't know where it is. So, yeah. Whee! I really didn't find him, huh? I guess I was expecting to kind of autopilot and just look at the screen and find a green exclamation mark, but probably shouldn't do that. Where are you? Yeah, because some things show through walls, some things do not. So, and then, like, they were standing in front of me the whole time, but just making sure. Really. Also need to open these. I haven't been looking around for these. Every little bit helps, right? But just making sure. I am blind. Either I'm blind or I just haven't run into it. I don't doubt, like, really anyone who does things where you have to find NPCs, I do try to check corners because sneaky, hiding people around, but oh yeah, nothing else. So, wait, did I? Does that count? That counts, right? I guess we'll do it. Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, I never need to guess my customers' preferences. I have coffee, and coffee reveals everything.
I'm blind. Where are you? Where am I? Gosh dang it. Well, either way, looking around, at least I can open these in the meanwhile, but trying not to use up too much time of my time. Because I do have to do other things later in the day anyway, and pretty much after... yeah, pretty much after the stream, I have to do a thing as well. So, I mean, if they teleported me there, that must mean you're somewhere around here, right? No? I mean, hey, hello, Vitas. It depends. But yeah, we'll do our best. I have a bunch of these still sitting around, but I'm trying to do this thingy. I could just look online, but where's the fun in that? Meanwhile, not having fun running around looking for it. I'm blind, help! But they would show a thing, right? Unless I'm actually supposed to walk farther than this. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Oh. So yeah, I actually haven't. So there's a thing about me is that even, especially in real life, I don't know, video games I might be a bit more aware. I mean, as you see me kind of fumbling around here. But in real life, if you tell me to go find something, sometimes, even if it's sitting on a shelf, I won't see it. Because, well, basically you have to give me very specific direction. I think there was something that happened recently where someone said something and they're saying, "Joy, hey Jordan, it's right there," and I was like, "Okay, where?" They're like, "Oh, right there," and I was like, "Please be specific." But at the same time, I understand where the frustration can come from. It's just that if you want me to find something, it would probably be best to be specific. Like, it wasn't specific directions like, "Oh, there's a slip of paper under the cup on the shelf." No, it wasn't anything like that. It was literally direction saying up there, and it's just like, oh, esports don't require vision. Sometimes they do, especially if you're aiming down sights, but I kind of see what you mean. I mean, if it's a joke, it's a joke, but at the same time, if we're being serious for a moment, yeah. Although, thankfully in Zenless Zone Zero, there are audio cues as well, and mainly the chling that happens when something is about to hit you. Now, those timings do differ, but at times, if you want to turn your brain off, you can also, yes, close your eyes, listen, and either hit dodge or hit assist. I cannot find Mind Your Own, and I'm going crazy because I feel like it should be quite obvious, unless it's not. Oh goodness. I've already drank coffee, actually, out of curiosity.
Welcome to the coffee zone.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, I never need to guess my
It
customer's preferences.
theoretically does not need a map because everything is usually marked for you unless the game is specifically asking you to look for something, which obviously is what I'm doing right now. So yeah, here you go. Because I forgot that we were looking for something that was missing, and this Bangbu was missing. But otherwise, yes, you're usually given, yeah, like right here, there's a green exclamation mark through the walls, so literally you can walk or run over to it. But if the game asks you to find something, expect it to be behind a door with the icon hidden, is what I expect. Also, that was just bringing me to the thing, so we can just go back to the parking lot. Parking lot! I guess the only other thing to mention this stream, as I would probably... So, just saying it out right now, even though it's not going to matter, because anyone who's probably looking for this stream/VOD afterward is not going to hear this part until after the fact, probably. But, just know that if I cut things out, like mainly the parts where, you know, nothing is happening on screen for the sake of your viewing experience, really, then the video, the live may turn into a video, because that's just what happens on YouTube here. And that's all I really need to say, really. Otherwise, I mean, there are points I want to get through, even though I know not many people, well, at least the people that I know watch this channel will hear. If you're here for me, anyway. A lot of people are actually here for other games that I play, but I can only do my best with the time I'm given, and so I only have enough time to play a few games! Let's just be transparent for a moment here, even though I'm usually transparent, I believe. But yeah, if I could make a living here streaming games, yes, but at the same time, you have to have the quality to match, so I know my quality is not at that. If it was, then I would be able to play more games comfortably, but that's not the case, is it? And I would never really, not recommend, but I certainly wouldn't advise anyone to... Oops, I didn't mean to go here, because we're not supposed to go here yet. I've never advised someone to just bank everything on YouTube. That's not a very smart decision. Both channels, both big and small, will ask you not to do that, and therefore I will also not ask you not to do that as well, based on my research and experience. But, hey. If anything, you wanted to be doing something in mainly yourself that actually can help you make a living more reliably, even if it is just crowdfunding. But what I'm saying is, don't live on YouTube alone, because it does not currently support... It can support you, but usually you already have something established. So yeah, you should probably set something up along with YouTube to at least provide a good foundation. And then you can transition when it makes sense. Me, however, I'm just here on this channel. This channel did start as a personal endeavor, just to improve myself. I'm still doing it for that, but at the same time, if I could find some success, that would be nice. If nothing else, I definitely have met more than a few people, nice people, off of my experience on YouTube. So I'm struggling in real life, as I say. I've done what I can. Now, other things in life sometimes get in the way, but those are things that I have to deal with. But as it pertains to video games and whatnot, that's why I'm streaming Zenless Zone Zero now, because I'm sitting here playing Zenless Zone Zero, and I'm like, aside from, you know, my own observations and research in terms of what I pay attention to in game development, mainly, then yes, it would be nice to get more out of it. If not just streaming the experience, but hey. Because at least even just doing a stream is a matter of improving my ability to, let's just say, talk and play at the same time. But really, I mean, I want the experience to mean something. I don't think that's too unreasonable to ask for. Now, I wouldn't be unreasonable about trying to stay that way, but I do feel that usually, and I've mentioned this before, if I'm going to play a game, I usually want to put it on my channel. Usually. There are... No, I don't think there are really any games that I play that I wouldn't put on my channel if I could. Because obviously YouTube has its own guidelines, so if I feel like a game, you know, is not going to be, you know, interesting, basically, then I will not. I will not stream or make videos on it. Just straight up. So at the same time, so here, again, this is the thing. You could go with 3 damage characters if you're playing with Ellen, Zhuyuan, and throw someone else out. I can't remember the name at the moment. If I just want to go Billy, Zhuyuan, and Ellen, I could, but I do like Coletta for the stun into support and damage. For those who don't know what I'm talking about at all, essentially, for at least from what my experience has been like. So let's just explain really quickly, because it's easier to also explain if I show off the stats and whatnot. So Coletta stun. Hey, guess what they do? They help stun enemies, and it's kind of apparent, if not just based on their stats. So stun, based on impact that your character is able to deal, which increases days, which results in a stun, which puts the enemy in a state where they take a lot more damage. Support characters like Nicole usually have a move that allows them to tag a character in. In the case of especially Ellen, support character allows Ellen to run in and immediately do her dash attack, which helps her build up her main mechanic that helps enhance her attacks. And then damage characters do straight up more damage, usually have high crit rate and or attack to deal damage. And so that's the usual thing. You have other people like Ben being defense and anomaly characters like, I think, Piper? Yeah, Piper. But those will be more helpful later on, compared to now when we're kind of trying to build a team again. You could just go 3 damage, you could go 2 stun and 1 anomaly. You could go like 2 support and Grace, who is also anomaly, or Piper. But just throwing some strategy in the mix, seeing what happens. Also, what am I doing here? Oh, HDD. So what I'm talking about for me is that when I'm using the team that I'm using here, it's my main team, but obviously when I go into the... I need to actually just look at what it's called now. I'm so confused at the moment. Also, we can proceed with the main story, but let's finish this off, because if I don't, I will miss out on the event. So, where am I going, by the way? But in general, Coletta sets up stuns. I switch off to Billy because there's an effect where... Not that. I think there's an effect. Let me just make sure. I'm not trying to do that. Am I going crazy? I'm going crazy, aren't I? It has to be here somewhere. It might even be in Chapter 1, because considering when that event happened, or a prologue Chapter 1, let's find out. No. No. Really? Okay, I'm just gonna go out and check. I'll do the bit of the main story. Let me just check this first. What am I doing this stuff? I might as well claim the rewards here as well. But more importantly... Oh, there's a couple of these. I guess I can do all of that. Hi! Yeah, Coletta sets up the stun. Sometimes switch to Nicole if I want the extra support / defense break. And then eventually switch to Billy while the enemy is stunned to deal damage. Now, I don't know... I didn't look into the exact... And I didn't try crunching numbers myself because, again, progressing through the game is more important. But usually just have Billy holding square unless he has his EX special attack. Otherwise, yeah, just firing at an enemy until the stun goes down and then rinse and repeat by switching Coletta. That's why I've enhanced Nicole's skills the way I have, or tried to. Because I'm not really pressing square as Nicole, or pressing attack as Nicole. I'm only using her to tag in to get the gravity field, and so that Billy can jump in and do damage. Hey, it's time for us to go into the Hollow question mark? Otherwise, I switch Billy out if I need Ice Ellen or if I need Ether Zhuyuan. But if I just want to test out the characters as well, obviously getting a feel for them because there's definitely a feel for them. Or maybe you just, if you spend the money, that's your right to stomp on content with the power of power. But obviously there are more than a few players who want to try and optimize on the power they have. And so what better way to do that than, again, learning learning teams and just learning how they tag in and out. Again, it's not anything too complicated. But if I watch gameplay, I'm certainly going to see ways to optimize or ways people should optimize, depending. I am looking for another Bang Boo, aren't I? No, I'm not, because it's right over there. So yeah, if I'm go right into a hollow somewhere, I will show you what I mean, or explain a bit more about the specifics of my team. Because while they're not strictly, some people are. I think I see people strictly try to make an element team. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Question mark? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. No, just 14, right? Going crazy. Nope, there's one there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Is that one too? I can't tell. 15 or 16. If the game asks both of those, I'm going to cry. 16. So hey. Haha! You can't fool me when I use the power of elimination. Gosh dang it. But yeah, there are also moments like this as well, which, I mean, you do the best with the medium you've got, right? Far left, far right. I don't even know who is who. This, right? Yeah. Whee! Hey, as it turns out, they're looking straight at the camera. Also, I didn't notice when I was making the name, but Yaruhodo is a pretty punny name. Because it's, now that I think about it, it's a kind of a pun on Naruhodo, but Yaruhodo is also is the phrase in itself. Yaru meaning basically kind of a strong, I mean, I don't remember the exact meaning at the moment, but it's a strong version of to do. And then Hodo is kind of a phrase for, I think it modifies something, I forgot. Something, I'm trying to think of the way that you use that phrase. But I can't remember at the moment. I know it's a thing though, but basically it's kind of a double meaning punny name, so I'm shrugging as I say. I just it just came to my head. When I was coming up with the name, I just said whatever. Also, we are actually looking for a Bang Boo here. Hey, no, not you. Yes. Oh. Yeah, I was about to say that had to have been what I was looking for. That had to be the Bang Boo I was looking for. It's hidden behind two signs, or it has tried to hide between two sides like a cool guy. But anywho. That being said, yes, I have missed even Genshin Impact. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I played Star Rail longer than I played Genshin Impact. And Genshin Impact, I was mainly in for the honeymoon phase, but that was also the breakout game in terms of, at least in its sphere of influence, the anime genre, but it also did break out everywhere else because, well, I think part of it was that people really wanted to breed the wilds more, but turns out MiHoYo capitalized on that, and then it is now running. So then we got Star Rail. I think I feel like there's another Honkai spinoff somewhere, but... And now we have Zenless Zone Zero, and I think we have something else as well, but... Yeah, I mean, on a grander scale, it's what I meant when I said before, where, if no one wants to supply, someone's gonna supply it. And when that happens, they're just gonna get all the money, regardless of people's criticisms, whether they're right or wrong. The supply... There was a lot of demand and there was no supply. People can't really argue. You can, but it's gonna fall on deafer ears because, well, we don't have any other competitors. At least until obviously more came out of that genre. But yeah, when you don't capitalize, as it turns out, when you're focused more on social and or political issues and less on the business side of things, and even when you are focused on the business side of things, if you miss what's happening, you're not going to be able to capitalize on the profits. Again, from a business standpoint, anyway. So yeah, I'm trying to look at my schedule. I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm sure there's a hot button for it, but I forgot. Construction site this time. I've been missing out on this a lot because I forgot to do a thing. Also, not during the night, apparently, so I guess we are going to do story stuff finally. It'd be a good time. Nearly an hour in, and we finally get to, well, I was doing that obviously off stream as well, but we're getting eye level so I can get through with the story.
Master Proxy, thank you for your call.
Everyone loves this guy, for good reason, but at the same time...
Found out the reason for the blackouts?
Though it is just speculation
my
at this point, I believe I reviewed the blueprints for the ballet twins and discovered the building's power supply solution is...
Have this on auto, I don't know why I...
prevent large-scale power outages. What's more, there are independent power stations underneath the building, which is why it was able to maintain its power supply even after it was engulfed by the...
So we couldn't get through regardless.
So it does have a separate power supply system. Wait, in that
I mean, we
case,
could get through
the
regardless.
reason for the blackout must be an issue with the power supply below the building.
That is the logical conclusion. But it is not possible to determine the exact cause of the power failure from the building plans alone.
Hey, but what if it's all
The
connected?
maintenance file contains solutions in case of power failure. Both buildings of the ballet twins have their own separate central control rooms and emergency generator rooms.
Well, yeah.
Not only can these identify the cause of the malfunction, but they can also restore power to the buildings by switching them over to the backup power system.
And
So yes, I am behind on the story because I literally started playing Zenless Zone Zero
Mission into consideration.
nearly a week ago. Yeah, pretty much I think a week and a day ago. So
Victoria Housekeeping.
I've had to do my best while also juggling the things I'm doing, not just on this channel, but game dev, writing, and really that's really all the projects. But when I count the number of projects I'm doing for both writing and game development, it's at least 4. So I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do my best. Anywho, if nothing else, I want the polychromes from this. They, as sparse as they may be, because they're sparse, I need to do them. So yeah. But anywho, let's finally do one of these. To at least say that I went through it on video/stream. Although... oh, I have to remember how to use the Victorian maids and butlers. Servants. Victoria housekeeping. Because boy, did I not. I mean, I could just go read through. It would be good to kind of analyze. I don't think a lot of people do that, so at least have one more person who doesn't know as much, granted.
Investigation.
I can go through it.
Take the following steps to restore power. First, investigate the cause of the power outage at the control room. If
The game will show you how.
we must switch the building's power supply mode to the backup system. Therefore, we must split into 2 groups. One to
I also
operate
need to do a
central
thing
control
because
room,
I forgot.
while the other team activates the backup ether generator at its room.
We should be fine now.
Operating the building's electrical circuits in the control room might involve some complex procedures. I believe Sir Lycon would be the best suited to the task.
Lycon.
The generator room. The main task
Everyone
is
loves
to
you.
simply move the generators and raw ether materials.
You also have a very popular clip out about you.
It's physical labor
And the
for
gotcha
other
system.
buildings. I can help.
Moving stuff or having to mess around with circuits? Tough choice. One strains the body, the other strains the mind. Nah, I want the generator room. Being grouped with Corin means I won't have to mind my manners.
Ellen,
Despite the somewhat uncouth rationale, it's actually a sensible plan, considering the balance of combat strength between the 2 teams.
Yeah, the young ones.
Balance of combat strength? So who's really the strongest in Victoria housekeeping? I'll stay with you, Sir Lycon.
very well. Everyone, move out.
Whee! My voice is already going.
Wait for us in the generator room, all right?
That was supposed to be a stronger wee, but
Miss Helen, please wait up.
my voice.
The central control room is on.
So yeah, again, this isn't going to be a long stream, but
Let's go, Bal.
we are going to do my best. But when we get into battle, I need to review because, not that I need to, I could probably just button mash my way out, but where's the fun in that? For me, anyway.
What's going on?
Hello, ghosts. Bye, ghosts. My body. I had to check on a thing for a moment. And by thing, I mean my body, because, oof. 5 little dolls. So there were, I think I still, I don't know if I lost, there are some typographical errors. I'm going crazy. There are some typos here and there. But nothing that the human mind can't fix.
Flashlight under the doll.
Ah, my neck. But yes, this is the exploration part of this game. I keep forgetting what we want to call this. Technically, it is still turn-based because things move on a turn-based system.
One that was chasing us.
I don't think really anything. I've yet to see something that moves without your. Well, actually, that's not true. There are some things, but usually it's turn-based in this way. And so this, people have, yes, we want to be running around because we run around too much. Paying attention just in case, but
What was that?
also need to look around because I need to grab the thingies. What am I trying to say? I don't remember what they're called. The thing on the top left. You need 3 of these, and sometimes usually they're in your way, but sometimes you do have to go out of your way to do a thing. Also, do I want to just use this? I probably should just this.
The flashlight from that doll came in handy.
Oh, my buddy. But for the most, yeah, what I meant by what I was saying earlier is, yeah, if you put an open world game, people usually don't want to run all the time, especially if the game has nothing. But obviously, we'll just say it because it's a good example. Elden Ring is open world, and yeah, you may be running for spans at a time, but usually there's something to do. And then eventually eventually gives you the opportunity to fast travel between very short distances, and gives you statues of Marika, which, port you back when need be. And it's an example of good, open world game design, where it's like, hey, people don't want to, they want to be playing the game, they don't want to be playing the game by running, I guess is one way to say it. Also, I hope I didn't have to walk around and grab the things. I don't remember what they're called at the moment. Help! Hopefully all 3 are stuffed at the end. Sometimes the game will do that. Again, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'll mention it when I run across it because I don't remember the name of the thing at the moment. The exact name, anyway. Here they are. Here's one, anyway. Observation data. So getting 3 observation data, sometimes you have to go out of your way, but not too much. But yeah, I thankfully haven't missed one yet. I think I still have yet to grab all of the combat ones from 1, and that's because it's asking me to defeat things to finish things in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which I wasn't able to do. On normal, anyway. I have not done any of the challenge ones because I'm still doing progress. My back. For the most part, yes. Some of these are just mainly exploration. Although usually there's a fight at the end. I don't know if that's some just kind of just so. There's a fight at the end. Good, I guess, reason to keep you on your toes? Question mark. But might as well grab these. Hey, information. Oh no, tragedy! The ballet twins, literally.
What an unfortunate accident this is.
The quotations could have also been around accident. Where am I going right now? I'm floundering through.
Master, we have reached the vicinity of the central control room.
Thank you, Fairy.
I really can't see anything with the blackout. Huh? Wait a minute.
As long as I get all the observational data, I'm happy.
Watch out, Master Proxy.
We should go help Lycon.
Alright, yeah, when we get into this, let's actually do... I did look at all of their movesets before, and obviously I know Ellen's more to an extent, but obviously all I have is Lycon and Rena, so... Yeah, they're walkout animations, though. Most of the times they get side-eye, but anywho. Yeah, 5-hit combo, but you can charge up each one to deal ice damage instead. And usually, again, I'm mainly looking for if there are any mechanics. A lot of them involve holding down or rapid pressing, but I think Lycon you can only hold, right? And then obviously you get this. You get like, give me the numbers, and this feels so good to look at. That way you can at least crunch numbers to some extent. But the one thing that's missing here is the amount of time some of these attacks take. So while the multipliers are based on a stat, you do have to calculate the time as well, and any effects that happen, because there's only so much information they can give to you on one screen. So you are looking through multiple screens for things, but for the most part, all the information is available. You literally have no excuse if you're looking to optimize things to try and optimize things. Aside from just, you can be kind of sad that your RNG doesn't go well and you don't have, say, Zhu or 3 copies of Lycon, but you're given a lot, so yeah. Invulnerable using this skill, and most of the time that's true, but sometimes it's not. Dodge, keep it cling, strike forward. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, so really only holds for skill and the 5-hit basic attacks. Yeah, ice damage, daze, and things. It's when we get to Rena, though. Rena is a whole plethora of, hey, look at these mechanics. Because dolls. Chain attack in a small area, so small AoE, but which is nice because you're going to be surrounded a lot in this game. Ultimate, small or larger area AoE, but technically all the attacks are AoE because they have a hitbox, and anything in the hitbox gets hit. But if I need AoE, probably doing Lycon. I think Rena does as well, but anywho. Passive is the other part that I probably should need to remember. Lycon charges basic attack completion, deals more days when EX or assist follow-up hits an enemy. Ice resistance decreases, so very important character for ice teams, obviously. Another character in Squash Games attribute future hits a stun enemy, stun multiplier increases. So important for ice teams. But as we move to Arena and not move to the graphics, so Lycon pretty straightforward usually. Although you do want to be charging his attacks if you can't fit it in. Gotta dodge. Basic attacks, 4-hit combo dealing physical and electric. Or performing other actions like moving around and or dodging, ? Basic attack will not interrupt the basic attack combo. Unless you call them back with the hold version of the basic attack, which does electric damage, and yeah. Ranged attack but calls them back, and that's going to be noted several times through. I'm going to be button mashing anyway, but important to kind of at least say I've read through downward smash, electric damage, more anti-interrupt. EX version, more damage, invulnerable, quick assist triggered. So she's a support, right? Or is she anomaly? I don't know for some reason. Yeah, she's support. That's why. Usually support characters, usually at least from the 3-4 we have at the moment, allow you to have something that triggers a quick assist, which, again, in Ellen's case, kind of important so that she can just immediately run out, saves you time. Dodge attack is physical, dodge counter is electric. Quick assist, usually you don't want to use the quick assist that comes out from you getting hit. I think that usually does less damage, right? Oh my goodness, I didn't check. But in any case, activates she's evasive assist as opposed to Lycon's defensive. Push forward and vortex, but that's the assist follow-up, which I think still triggers a quick... basically, when you tag them... Oh, the chain attack. Yeah, quick assist is triggered on her chain attack, which is what most support characters get. But this is one of the skills where you can recall the dolls if you need them immediately. Ultimate, unable to respond, but can be called back during the ultimate. Upon activating, others getting so good for energy if you need it. Next character switch in recovers additional 20, so 30 total. And a quick assist is triggered as well, so that's... I think that that does apply to the squad member running in getting 20 energy. Which in this case is going to be Lycon, but again, interesting to note. Oh goodness. And usually, yeah, 4 or 5 hits will immediately trigger, but I should also be summoning the Bang Boo first. I think that there's pretty much no downside there, question mark? And it's not like, it's not like you need to hold down the button long as Lycon to get the enhanced versions, but that can be the difference between you getting hit and you getting more damage. What I mean by this, for those who don't know, at least getting to the groove of Zenless Zone Zero, is that sometimes you'll end a combo short thinking you can dodge, and that's when you lose out on damage, because then you could do enhanced attacks or finish your combo for more damage. But if you get hit and I get thrown back and are therefore interrupted, then yes, obviously you've lost damage. But again, for the most case, I mean, if you see EX and you just get a stun here, that's like whatever, right? But when enemies are at your scale for whatever reason, are scaled to, your current stats, then yeah, it is important to kind of optimize things at times, if ever. But again, it depends on your own situation. So yeah, the general combo here is just, if I had a Daze or Stun character, I would use them first. I could probably stick with Rina and be just fine, but for now, Lycon is probably just going to be the point character. And whenever you switch back to Rina, it's usually just for a moment. That way you can tag Lycon back in. That's me going through the strategy of using these two characters together alone at the moment.
Sir Lycon, is the equipment all right?
The backup power lights on the console are still on.
And before I get misunderstood, I've only set things on challenge mode just to, see what it's like. I'm not doing it as a form of, oh, look, I did it. Although, I can say that. It's just not what I'm saying. So
What's wrong, Lycon?
I have completely wiped before, mainly in the hollow, but that's my own fault. That was less me just, well, also failing in battle, but also making bad decisions doing the Hollow Zero explanation, which is this game's version of Star Rail's... Trying to figure out the name.
So what caused the blackout then?
I forgot. Anywho.
Unclear. There is another central control room in Tower B. Perhaps the power went out because of something. However, we'll only know once we go through the atrium.
We'll do our best.
Please guide Ellen and Corin to the generator room and complete the preparations needed there.
Okay. If we do switch to Ellen and Rina, that's gonna be interesting. I assume we stick with Ellen? Yeah, because Rina you usually want to ramp up, but again, you could use either just fine. It's perfectly fine, but hey.
Allow us to escort you over. Just come to me when you're ready to go.
Let's go meet up with Corin and Ellen when you're ready.
Just making sure. Power! I mean, not like this grants you a big advantage, but take what you get as a free-to-play. As a complete free-to-play, hey. Although I have... Oops. Although, I have said before, if any game releases a skin and I'm interested enough in the game, I don't consider buying skins a way that breaks freedom. When I looking at whether someone is free to play or not, I'm usually asking if they are getting an advantage by doing so. And in this case, obviously the advantage is, more gacha, which allows you a higher chance, or not just the guarantee a thing, which I think is, financially, it is a smarter decision because you don't want people, you don't want an outrage of people spending money on a non-pity game. But it does present balance changes because, well, that does mean that anyone who's free to play wouldn't have benefited from it anyway, while people spending money are going to be, they're guaranteed to be as powerful as they are. That's the flip side of that argument. And again, while I agree financially with the decision, I also see the disadvantages to adding a pity system. Because again, as I just mentioned, I don't think it's hard to argue that a free-to-play will not benefit from pity because they're not probably going... They will benefit, but they benefit less than someone, let's just say a whale, who will get every single thing. Now, there are caveats to this. If whoever is in charge of a game eventually releases a system or does something later on that essentially gives you, in this case, let's say, full... What do you call it in this game? Gives you basically 6 Ellens for free, then yes. Essentially, well, there are still advantages, but yes. Some people would complain, because, for a valid reason. While it may not be completely true, well, it's a true reason, but it's not completely valid. Either one, you get what I'm trying to say. Is because, yes, they quote-unquote wasted money getting, in this example, 6 Ellens, where they were just going to get it anyway. But that being said, usually something like that happens way later down the line. So you still profited, or you still got an advantage from having, say, 6 versions of... Am I going the wrong way, by the way? I feel like I am. Why am I going crazy? Let's just make sure. I think I am, right? Yeah, I am, right? This feels like I've already been here before. I wasn't paying attention. But yes, you still benefited. Like, say we get 6 Ellens 2 years down the long line. That was 2 years that a complete free-to-play did not have the ability. Also, yes, I am going backwards, by the way. I was supposed to be following Ellen and or Corin. Whoops. Or is this the right way? I'm going crazy. Let's find out. I'm just backtracking for a bit. Also good to make sure there's no observational data anywhere, but really I just forgot where I was going for the moment. Yeah, this is where we're supposed to go. So, whoops. Right? I guess we're gonna find out. But yes, in general, I do think if financially a pity system at all is usually more healthy for a game, but it does result in gameplay changes. Anywho. I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Carry me.
We're here. Smell you later.
Bye. Yeah, I was supposed to go this way. Whoops.
Some ethereals along the way have been taken care of.
I do want to actually go the wrong way for treasure, by the way. But it seems like, yeah, the game is just giving us... Or this story, hollow explorations usually just give you the observational data. So, hey.
There's an empty space.
After conducting a simple inspection,
Yes, Fairy?
that the energy module is missing.
So this empty space is where the fuel goes.
Fairy, we're just waiting for you to get a corporeal? Physical form, right?
Master,
It's only a matter of time.
fissure in the elevator ahead. High ether activity reaction detected in the connected space.
Maybe the ether fuel is stored on the other side of the fissure. Corin, Ellen, I'll leave the...
Jump! Usually obviously the end would be signaled by a different space, so I feel pretty sure, yeah, but we are working with Ellen and Corin. Yeah, I think we do want to be
Let's make this straight.
Ellen on point.
I just don't want us to get surrounded in this narrow space.
I really should just use my ult on something here. Ow, my face. I actually should just go thing, but I don't think there's anything really to learn, although I should have probably played as Ellen here. Oh! I can't hear the audio cues as much as I'm the one talking, isn't it? It's harder, actually. Or it's harder for me to hear audio cues when I'm talking, as it turns out. Surprise, surprise. I switched thinking I was about to get hit, and I was not. So, whoops, and now I got hit. Oops, over here.
Take this.
You won't make her flinch, right? I was about to say. Whee! Hop, step, and a jump. Yeah, I'm not saying you can solo Corin, but probably want to stick with Ellen on point for now.
The spatial fissure is one way. Identifying return route.
This place is way darker than the rest of the building.
We're trying our best.
Is that ether fuel?
I'll take care of moving the fuel.
You're so reliable, Corin. We'll take care of navigation.
That's not what he said, but hey. Same thing. Also, I was supposed to go into the thing. Yeah, I know! I'm doing a thing. And back I go. Oh my goodness, I was about to say. Whee!
I'll leave it to you, Corin.
Sure thing.
But yes, as we do the other exploration part of this. Again, not that you need this much strategy. It's just what I choose to do. I can probably just button mash my way through. But again, where's the fun in that? Especially if I've to eventually learn Corin. Because Corin, I think Corin, well, all the cunning hairs really except for Nekomata. And Corin are given to you, I think. So that's 3 people. But obviously the game expects you to have at least 6, which is why they give you 100, quote-unquote, 100 free pulls through the course of playing through the first half of the story. And eventually, yeah, you are guaranteed to get certain things. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't they give you 6? No, yeah, because you get Ben. So you have Ben, Corin, and Boo, Nicole, Billy, and I feel like they give you 1 more. They have to give you at least 6, right? So that you can do Shield defense. I'm trying to think. Why do I not remember this at the moment? Also, am I messing something up? I wasn't paying attention. Well, night vision mode, please. Let me just check and make sure. I don't think there's much else to do, right? Yeah, it's not like this changes much. No. All I did was make life harder on myself. So go up and to the left, right?
Hey, Belle. Let's lend a hand.
Yeah.
Returning fissure located.
Let's hurry back and get that generator right.
Why am I forgetting? They have to give you 6. Yeah, because you want 3 teams of 3 eventually.
Fuel on the generator.
And they want to give you the bare minimum. I'm trying to think. It's not Soldier either. Not Soldier, not Nekomata.
The generators and ignition lights are on now.
I'm confused now. Now I really need to check. I'm not. Oh my goodness. Who knows? Just stick it in there, says Ellen.
All that effort wasn't for nothing after all.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. I'm just gonna look it up. Help. Planted in. Anby, Billy, Nicole, Korin, Sokaku, and then Ben. Yeah, that's what it was. So Korin, yeah, damage, support, defense, and then stun, the damage, support. So you have your 2 teams of 3 if you are really unlucky and all you draw are literally those 6 characters. Plus an S rank here and there, but I think I feel like one of those was an S rank. Maybe not, but anywho.
You've made contact. How's the
So that yeah, then you would have 7, but it's taken care of, Lycon.
It's taken care of. The generator is good to go.
Copy that.
But yes, more than a few very happy people to pull Lycon, and then you have people trying to pull Ellen pulling Lycon. So oof.
Building is now gradually being restored to prevent the control room in Tower B from affecting the power.
Obviously, I have a bit more than that. I think I also have Anton, Piper, and
Find more information about your friend once we arrive.
the other one. I forgot.
The building's lights are coming back.
I have all the current
Time.
sons of. Oh, Mike, keep forgetting the name. There's the other observational data, by the way.
Master Proxy, the nearby
Yeah, there's a lot more of this game I need to memorize.
available to you at once.
Night vision mode is disabled due to a switch in the power supply.
Yeah, doing a thing. But yeah, we have 3. We should be able to move on. Question mark? Am I going the right way? This way, right? Back to the atrium where they're waiting. We should be good to go. But yes, more in tune. We're still in the honeymoon period, theoretically speaking, so... Although this is the next patch now.
Master Proxy, you should go and reunite with Corin and Ellen.
Oh. Bring me to the marina and dolls. This is auto, so... Did I do a thing, by the way? I did not.
We're here. Smell you later.
So I'm trying to think. Theoretically, we're past the initial honeymoon phase, but people are still in the honeymoon phase. That I feel confident to say.
Use the lights to stop these guys.
You mean this light? Hopefully I didn't waste one. It's hard to really do it. The game at least has done a good job of designing it in a way where you're never really stuck. At least in a frustrating way, in my opinion, but
Lycon.
I've seen parts where it's like, ooh. I can see how some people might have trouble. Meanwhile, ghosts!
Master Proxy, I apologize for my late arrival.
Ellen, Corin, thank you for your hard work.
That's the passage to the atrium.
Yes, so now we have... If you didn't have Ellen, you get a taste of playing Ellen in this story beat. But if you didn't draw Ellen, you gotta wait. You have to wait. Although I would like to start with Lycon instead, but we're gonna start with Ellen, I guess. This is kind of odd because usually your third character is the one who quick triggers in. Unless you can change that, I'm going crazy. And it's not like you can press L1. I swear I pressed L1 and you don't get the person. Anywho. Speaking of animations, this is what I mean. If you haven't seen a cinematic
You could restore power so quickly.
scene from this game, this is what it looks like.
Don't mention it.
It's more visible when the characters are in action, but this obviously, even like that simple roll animation there, very snappy and fast.
Do you recognize this backpack?
Makes me think of, Western animation
It
companies.
really has been here. There might be
With a mix of Eastern as well, obviously.
Music.
It's a playback device. It seems to be on a timer. Doesn't look dangerous.
Watch out!
No, it's just there to summon monsters. 2 specific monsters. 2? 2.
Since we've been invited,
Hey, look, it's our next expert.
I suppose we should
Because we need these catalysts and materials to upgrade our characters.
Foxy, please find somewhere safe to hide. Allow us to take care of this aggressive guest.
Ow, my face.
Here to serve you.
Can I do this? I can, but I probably should have saved Rena for last. It's fine. Because I only have enough stun to do this anyway.
The job's not done.
Didn't even get to do the full combo. We got Shatter, but... Oh!
Time to hunt.
Though the enemy's movement has become sluggish.
Okay, I can do Ellen if I do that. Unfortunately. Did I get the thing? Tell me I got the thing.
Don't look at
I wonder, because the damage is here, right? Because this spends a lot of the stun meter having Ellen go through her trigger animation. Anywho. Whee! Oh my goodness, my voice is really... I was already breathing hard.
Appeared out of nowhere when the music started. Does that mean that...
Hey, Ethereal! Over here! Lucky there was a rift. It was attracted by the music.
It seems someone is trying to use ethereals against us.
Did Rain do this? No, she couldn't.
It might be connected to your boss. And then there's another one, but I forgot. I think Notorious. That they call it. They specifically call it Notorious Hunt in this game, I think. But we got our next expert. It's fine.
Conscious.
So there's people here besides us. But who are they?
Also, that stutter was me,
Thanks
not
for that just now.
not you, or the game.
Ellen, are you okay? She needs help.
It's nothing. She's just asleep.
So fussy.
It doesn't appear that they'll be waking up anytime soon. We should get them out of the hollow.
Needs her sweets based on what I've seen her around 6th Street. 6th Street. Oh my goodness, yeah, I gotta stop soon. I've got a technical meeting to do afterwards. So yeah, at least we did this. But yeah, without further ado, I think I'll end the stream near here. I'll announce what I'm doing. I think tomorrow is gonna be actually the Nuzlocke, but we'll see. Because I'm still doing this week is gonna be pretty hectic for me, so we're gonna find out. Hopefully not the next week as well, but again, we'll see when we get there. But I'll let this rock and before we completely close out. But just, if anyone has any questions, feel free to think of them and ask now.
Don't worry, we're fine.
My apologies, Master. As I was still processing hollow data, I did not detect the approaching enemy's heat signals in time.
All-powerful AI.
It's not your fault, Fairy. Just keep processing.
Thank you for trusting in me, Master.
First an ethereal in the atrium.
Also, yes, I chose Belle as the
Identified
starter
the
character.
will show up. I have a feeling they're connected. Looks like things with Rain aren't that simple. I wonder what Victoria Housekeeping thinks about all this. We only told them we were looking for our friend. So, what do we do now?
Looks like we'll have to talk to Victoria Housekeeping first.
Probably so. Things have taken an unexpected turn. If they think we're deliberately keeping secrets, it'll be harder to work with them.
I want to go check on Ellen too. If she hadn't acted in time, Eos and I would have been in serious danger.
You're right. We should definitely thank her. Well,
I would be very surprised if I need an interlevel increase for the next
give her
step.
some. It's not a very expensive gift, but it'll at least show our appreciation.
Oh, it'll do more than that. But yes, I'm going to be playing the game off stream as well, here and there, but if you want to see more, you know what to do. If not, well, I'll just do what I do. So without further ado, I think I'll end the stream here, and I guess I'll see you all when I see you all again. Again, it's going to be a real hectic week for me, but I can only do what I can. But if you've watched this far, either in the present or in the future, thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!